So we're going to start the Q&A now, please. We have Jessie Johnson, the director here, Selina Lo, actress. Really good to have a female on the panel as well. And Louis Mandylor, and of course, Scott Adkins. I'm also joined by Mike Fury here, amazing guy. He'll be doing a seminar tomorrow. So we're just going to start off with questions. Mike, do you want to ask your question for us?
Yeah, guys, it's such a really amazing, really impressive film, and quite different from some of the stuff you've done before. I was interested, Jessie, as writer-director, how was this idea first conceived?
The idea came from trying to make movies about real people, sort of basing a script on another movie. And I knew some people when I first moved to Los Angeles that did this for real, and debt collecting is such a sort of horrible way to make a living. But there were anecdotes in there which I felt would make an interesting movie, and it took a little while, but formed them into that. The natural instinct when you're first making films is to base them on movies that you love, or books, or comic books, or whatever that you've seen before. But I wanted to see if I could base it on on folks that were for real, and that's where it came from.
I think that worked really well.
Genesis.
Yeah. It worked really well. Did you want to add anything to that? How did it feel for all of you guys being in this film? I know Scott and Jessie have worked together quite a few times, but Louis, this is the first time with Jessie.
Murder. Murder. That's what was real.
How did they get you onto the film?
My story is pretty interesting. I auditioned for Jessie, I think it was 9 or 10 years prior to the making of this film, and for some strange reason he liked my audition. He said, "I remember you." We bumped into each other in Hollywood for years.
He didn't give you the part there, did he?
No, he didn't, did he? Directors. Directors. No, this business is a circus. You meet a lot of people that talk a lot of they spread a lot of stories, but Jess is an incredible human being, to be honest. A film lover, a really smart guy, an educated guy, and he has passion for this. So he threatened to use me again, and 9 years later I got a phone call, and it was for
Stop it, you're awesome, just stop it.
No,
Stop
I mean,
with the false modesty.
No, it's the truth, but thank you. No, tell him how good I am to begin with. No, true story, and he called me, he said, "We're doing this throwback film." As you saw, the script's pretty controversial in this day and age, so not many people are making movies like this, so I was just glad to get the call and glad to be part of it. It's kind of how it happened. This guy approved me, and somehow we got together on set, and that happened, and it was fantastic. Great experience for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask that question to Selina to ask how you got involved with the film, and then we'll go to Scott if that's all right.
Well, me and Jessie worked briefly together beforehand, and then he sent me the script, and it was just such a great script. I mean, it's something that, yes, it's an action movie, but it's got so much heart, and it's really character-driven, and I think there's a real lack of that, and so that really appealed to me. And then the character of Sandy, which is a really strong female, which personally, it's like I like to make those choices where you are playing those roles. And all these guys are so fantastic to work with. They're very talented, and everyone cares so much. It was so much fun, and it was just a real pleasure to be part of it.
I read the script back in 2001, ages ago, and we were trying to make it back then. Actually, with Isaac Florentine.
Yeah.
Jessie hadn't directed
I had
at that point, right?
The script had got me an agent, and they sent it around town. It got a lot of interest, and a director called Isaac Florentine, who I'm a great fan of and have a huge amount of respect for, brought me in, and we chatted about it. He wanted to make the film with Scott at that time. Unfortunately, he wasn't in a position to get it financed. At that time, Scott wasn't in a position to finance a film with his name. I certainly wasn't anywhere close, but we all talked about it and read the script. This would be fantastic. In the interim, 9 or 10 years, Jean-Claude Van Damme was attached to the script. He had it for nearly a year, and we developed it, and probably 3 or 4 other actors, and it made a lot of money. It paid my rent, I think, for about a year and a half, but never actually got made. And then finally, we made Accident Man. We were thinking about the next script, and Scott said, "What about that thing you've got, that one about the debt collectors? That's pretty good." We had to dust it off and take out all reference to fax machines and telex and having cell phones, and it was it sort of came from there. And Scott, we put a twist on it, and he did his work to it. And Stu Small came in, who we've been collaborating with for 3 or 4 movies, and we argued intensely for about 6 months and managed to come up with a script. It was quite fun.
So it's a great film.
I was wanting to ask, obviously Accident Man, which is a fantastic film as well, quite different again, and that was very dialogue driven alongside the action, lots of characterization, lots of interesting drama there, and then seeing more dialogue and more drama here. Is this a direction that you guys want to continue moving forward with?
It's very interesting. The first film I did with Scott, I cut the dialogue down to almost nothing because I figured he wanted to do physical and martial arts.
You didn't think I could act. Just admit it. I'm not going to give this Adkins kid any dialogue. If they're making me work with him, he's going to say nothing.
He gave me the script.
Then we go to do Accident Man, and he takes me aside and he says, Scott, you do realise there's a lot of dialogue in this movie, don't you? Yes, Jesse, I wrote it.
This unfortunately is exactly what went on. And he did it so well that from that point on we've come in piling on the dialogue. But it's,
In fact, too much in Avengement. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, true. Yeah, a lot of words.
a lot of words. But yeah, so it's been interesting.
It's definitely a great film to watch, and you can see actually definitely with the acting, like you're saying. So go for the martial art question.
I just wanted to ask, do we have any martial law fans in the house? Yeah, oh, that's great. I just wanted to share with you guys, obviously very cool to have Louis here. It's actually, in about a week's time, I believe, September the 26th, 1998. That's the 20th anniversary of martial law when it first started, so that's very cool.
It's amazing because Louis is only 7 years old.
It was also Louis' birthday yesterday. I'm very pleased you came over. Happy birthday yesterday.
Thank you, it's good to be 40 again.
I only have one last question before we turn it to the audience, because I've had the honour to speak to you so much anyway. But I just wanted to ask, this film, I found it really, it's a great film, I really enjoyed it. And I wanted to know what motivates and inspires you, because as you know, you've got a lot of filmmakers out here and fans, and they're seeing your films, and what motivates and inspires you to make these films? Because they are getting better and better, Jesse and Scott, I have to say, they are getting better and better. So just wondered what you would say to them, please.
The desire to do better each time, the desire to advance on what you've done before, to change, to grow, and not to repeat yourself in any way, for me is an enormous challenge. And just trying to make films that you're proud of, that you want to sit back and don't mind putting your name to. It's very, very difficult. It's very difficult making these kind of films. You don't have much money, you don't have much budget. It uses a lot of willpower. You have to have the right collaborators with you, not only on the cast but also within the crew. We've got a few here who've helped immensely, and the motivation comes from just literally trying to do the best job possible, and being very jealous of the bigger movies that are doing so well.
And Selina, I know you've got some stuff coming up as a female role model. If you could just say something about how you feel about perhaps people might be inspired to do martial arts from seeing you on the screen.
Well, I'm very lucky that my parents were very into martial arts, and so actually I was made to do it when I was like 4 years old. I started. I didn't like it. I hated it. It was terrible. But my parents loved it, and I grew up watching all the old school like Jackie Chan movies and Enter the Dragon. And then I started competing, and then I started to love it. And it just gave me confidence really, because I was quite shy as a child, and it gave me discipline. And it's just something that I think that like if I've had kids, I would want them to do it. I just think it benefits martial arts. Benefits people in all sorts of ways, and that's one of the things I love about this film festival. Like me and Sue were talking about this earlier, and I think this is like the only film festival that's dedicated to action movies. And I think that's a real shame. It's like even like at the Oscars, you don't get stunt guys, they don't get the awards, yet they work so hard. I mean, it takes an incredible amount of discipline. I mean, these guys know. And so I'm segueing, I'm rambling, but my point is that we're really happy to be here, and thank you everyone for coming, and thank you Sue for having this great festival.
All right, so we're going to turn it over to the crowd for any questions. So anyone got any questions? All right, we've got a few here, so let's start here and move back, shall we?
Hi Scott, just wondering, have you heard that there's rumours that there's going to be a Captain Britain film? And is your agent aware of this?
I'm sure Statham is by the phone, ready.
He's too old, surely, isn't he?
None of us are getting any younger.
Also, I was wondering...
Hasn't Captain Britain got blonde hair?
Well, you could dye.
I haven't got any hair at the minute, so I'm screwed.
Louis had blonde hair in the film, so you know,
Whatever.
you can dye it. So. Also, have you got the info about Hitman 4 as well?
I don't really want to say too much, but it was a great experience to work with Donnie Yen, and there's a lot of action from me. It was very tough. It was great to work with Young Woo Ping again, and it was difficult, and so I'm sure it's going to be great when it's finished. From what I saw, it looks really good. Obviously, it's going to be amazing, isn't it? So, yeah, I think you guys will be happy.
All right, next. Who else? Who else? Okay, over there, maybe.
Hi, it's for Scott. What's your martial arts background?
Judo when I was 10, Taekwondo from 13, 14 to about 18, kickboxing, bits of wushu, kung fu, capoeira, gymnastics, MMA, that's about it. A little bit of ninjutsu.
Okay.
Rolling around up above some crazy weird pub in Warsaw with ninja suits on with all these